I think we can start. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. In this session, we will be diving into the importance of operational checklists and instructions and how they play a crucial role in ensuring efficient and safe operations. We will start by introducing the presenters who bring a wealth of knowledge and experience in energy operation and maintenance management. And then over the course of the webinar, we will cover the key objectives and provide you with an understanding of types and usability of operational checklists and how to design effective operational instructions as well. Expect to learn about best practices that will help you enhance your operations. So let's get started by introducing the presenters and make sure that you are ready to implement these strategies in your organization. Can you move to the next slide, Kishore? So for today's webinar, we are glad to introduce you our three presenters of this session. Each of us will introduce ourselves, so let me start first. For those that you don't know me. I am 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗂𝗰𝗁𝗂𝗏. I am the founder of 𝗖𝗵, Energy O&M Services, and I am Operation and Maintenance Consultant. I have 15 years of experience in energy projects in different countries, 6 countries to be exact. I started as an operator back then and continue learning to become an operation and maintenance manager. With 𝗖𝗵, I would like to offer you the opportunity to continue growing in your career with training programs. Now I will pass the word to Lebo to introduce herself.
Thank you very much, Jose, for the opportunity. I am pleased to be part of this webinar. My name is 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗂𝗏𝗏. I am the Operation and Maintenance Management Consultant at Energy O&M Services with experience of over 10 years in renewable energy and 5 years on the mining sector. I have extensive experience as a control room operator, as a shift supervisor, and also as operations manager of a power plant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lebo. You definitely bring great knowledge and experience to our team, and we are glad to have you as a presenters of today's session. Now I will pass the word to Kishore to introduce himself.
Thank you, Jose. Hello, I'm 𝗘𝗲𝗄𝗏, O&M Management Consultant in 𝗖𝗵. I'm having 18 years of experience in power sector. I have worked extensively in both operations and maintenance, and also in designing and detail engineering for various projects. 11 years of experience in mega 50 megawatt CSP in India, handling diverse roles such as executing erection and commissioning activities, then working as a control room operator, shift in charge, and operations manager, overseeing overall plant maintenance, annual outages, and regulatory compliance. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you very much, Kishore. So 3 presenters with plenty of knowledge and experience in operation and maintenance. So let's move on now to the next slide to present the company. So just a brief introduction of the company. We recently branded the company as 𝗖𝗵, Energy O&M Services. We are an energy operation and maintenance service company that specializes in providing solutions to optimize the performance and efficiency of energy projects. Energy O&M Services personnel has played a pivotal role in several high-profile projects across the globe, where our expertise in thermal storage, in solar fields, in steam generation system, steam turbines, etc., is bringing a wealth of knowledge to help our clients. Our team has also contributed to projects in diverse locations, such as the USA, Chile, Spain, India, Denmark, South Africa, and the UAE, applying best practices and innovative solutions to optimize energy projects. In each of these regions, we have improved our skills in the commissioning, operation, and maintenance of complex systems, ensuring peak performance and reliability. Through these international collaborations, we have gained such a valuable experience that allow us to deliver tailored services that meet the unique needs of each client. So let's move on to the next slide and let's see the services that we offer. So we have 5 main services that we offer. O&M consulting services to offer expert guidance to ensure that experience and also best practices are fully integrated into all processes and procedures during the operation and maintenance phase of the energy project. We also partnered with engineering firms to offer a wider range of services with different technologies. Our on-site support ensures your operations run smoothly with hands-on assistance. Our process automation service leverage technologies and process knowledge as well to improve productivity and reduce human errors. In addition, we also offer remote monitoring support, ensuring continuous system performance monitoring and timely interventions, all aimed to minimize downtime and maximizing operational efficiency. And then we have our O&M training programs to empower your teams with the skills needed to manage operation effectively. Trainings can be done on sites or online, general or specific to your project systems and equipment. Now let's move on to the next slide to see the agenda. So this is the agenda for today's session, indulging on the understanding of checklists and instructions. Identify also elements, the key elements and creation and different tips for the creation of both checklists and instructions, as well as some tips for implementation of them. At the end, we will have a dedicated session with questions and answers to answer some of the questions that you might have throughout the webinar. So during the course of the webinar, feel free to use the chat of Teams, also the Q&A sessions to type some questions that you might have along the training session, and we will discuss about them in the end. Can you move to the next slide? So we will see the key objectives for today. So by the end of the session, you will have the tools and knowledge to create, implement, optimize operational checklists and instructions effectively. Understanding the importance of operational checklists and instructions, learning how to design effective checklists, exploring the role of operational instructions, identifying the different types of checklists that we have and also the instructions, and implementing some best practices. So now I will pass the word to Kishore to start with the introduction. Thank you very much and enjoy the training.
Thank you, Jose. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to give the introduction in this webinar about operational checklists and instructions. So what is an operational checklist? Detailed list that outlines specific tasks or steps required to complete an operation or procedure. They serve as a reminder to ensure that no step is overlooked, which is vital for maintaining safety standards, ensuring compliance, and optimizing overall efficiency. And what is an operational instruction? Well, it provides clear and structured guidelines for completing complex tasks. These instructions can range from basic processes to highly technical procedures, offering teams a reliable reference for how to carry out the task. So, where are they used? Well, these tools are used across various applications, especially in industries like energy, manufacturing, healthcare, and aviation, where precision, safety, and adherence to regulations are critical. How are they applied in the energy sector? In any industry, particularly in energy and operations management, The ability to execute tasks accurately, efficiently, and safely is paramount. Every operation, whether it's a routine maintenance task or a complex emergency response, requires a clear, organized framework to ensure that it is completed effectively and without overlooking critical details. This is where operational checklists and instructions comes in. In energy operations such as power plants or renewable energy installations, checklists ensure daily maintenance tasks are completed accurately. They also guide operators during inspections, equipment troubleshooting, and performance checks. So, who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders involved in the creation and use of operational checklists and instructions include operators and technicians. They are directly responsible for using the checklists and instructions to carry out tasks in the field. These individuals rely on these tools for guidance and to ensure that procedures are followed properly. The next one, managers and supervisors. They oversee operations and ensure that correct checklists and instructions are in place. They also use them to verify that the tasks are performed according to company standards and regulations. Next one, regulatory bodies. So regulatory bodies, depending on the various industries, regulatory agencies may require certain checklists and instructions to follow to maintain compliance with local laws, safety standards, and environmental regulations. And quality assurance teams. These teams review checklists and instructions to ensure they meet quality standards effectively, guide operations, and reduce the risk of errors. Operational checklists and instructions. In essence, operational checklists and instructions are not just tools. They are vital components in creating a culture of safety, efficiency, and continuous improvement across the organizations. So, this is the section 2. Well, this section 2 gives us the proper understanding of operational checklists. Let's dive into the section 2. So, what is an operational checklist? An operational checklist is a structured document that outlines specific tasks, procedures, or steps that must be completed to ensure smooth and efficient business operations. It serves as a tool for quality control, compliance, and process standardization, helping teams follow standard operating procedures and minimize errors. And here you can see the operation sample of your checklist. Here, all these documents are structured and all the tasks are specified and each and every step is in a number sequence. So what is the benefits of using checklists in operations? Well, it reduces human error and enhances safety. And also it ensures all pre-start and operational checks are performed. And also it improves equipment longevity and operational efficiency. And also it provides a record for audits, compliance, and troubleshooting. So what are the types of checklists? There are two types of checklists: startup or shutdown sequence checklist and round log checklist. Startup or shutdown sequence checklist. A startup sequence checklist ensures that equipment or systems are processed or initialized correctly, safely, and efficiently. Whereas the shutdown checklist ensures that equipment systems are stopped safely. So this checklist minimizes the risk of errors, malfunctions, or safety hazards during startup and shutdown operations. So in this, we can able to see the pre-startup or shutdown inspection, system initialization, functional testing, and final verification. Coming to the round log checklist. A round log checklist is used to track regular inspections, monitor equipment performance, and ensure operational efficiency across the ships. It is commonly used in industries like manufacturing, power plants, healthcare, and facility maintenance. It also helps us to verify the previous log for any outstanding issues, ensures systematic and consistent inspections, and also provides historical data for performance tracking and maintenance planning. So the checklist applications types. So daily or weekly operational checklists. A daily operational checklist is a tool used to ensure that all essential tasks and inspections are completed each day to maintain smooth, safe, and efficient operations. It typically includes items related to safety, equipment, functionality, environmental compliance, and security. The purpose is to identify and address any issues promptly to prevent larger problems from developing. A weekly operational checklist, it also covers that are performed less frequently than daily, but are still crucial for maintaining long-term operational integrity. These tasks often involve more in-depth inspections, preventative maintenance, testing of safety systems, and monitoring of environmental controls. The goal is to ensure that all systems are functioning correctly and to identify any potential problems before they lead to downtime or safety incidents. Emergency and safety checklists. Emergency and safety checklists are critical tools that help organizations prepare for and respond to emergency while ensuring workplace safety. These checklists minimize risks, improve response times, and ensure compliance with safety regulations. For example, emergency shutdowns, blackouts, emergency fire situations. And next one is a compliance and regulatory checklist. It ensures that business, factories, and organizations follow industry specific rules, laws, and best practices. These checklists help companies avoid legal penalties, improve workplace safety, and maintain operational integrity. For example, licensing, permits, labor laws, environmental compliance, factory and safety compliance, and others. Coming to the section 3, in this section 3, we learn about key elements of effective checklist. Let's dive into the section 3. So structure and format. So first we have to structure and make it format. And how to design an effective checklist. Well, a well-structured checklist improves efficiency, accuracy, and safety. Follow these key steps to create one. First, we always have to define the purpose. So identify the task or process the checklist will support. Ensure it aligns with operational goals and compliance requirements. Always organize in a logical sequence. In a logical sequence, you always have to arrange the steps in a clear step-by-step order and also group the related tasks together for easy navigation. So, 3. Use clear and conscious language. Well, always keep instructions simple and direct, and also avoid technical jargon unless necessary for the users. Include checkboxes or status indicators. Always use checkboxes, yes or no options, or status fields to track progress. And also ensure users can quickly mark completed tasks. Ensure readability and accessibility. Use consistent formatting like bullet points, numbering, or bold headings. And also make it easy to read even in high pressure situations. So always test and improve. So pilot the checklist with end users and gather feedback. Revise and update regularly to reflect process changes. So here we can able to see the distinction between clear instructions versus ambiguity in checklists. Effective checklists rely on clear instructions to ensure accuracy and efficiency, whereas the ambiguous instructions, on the other hand, can cause confusion, errors, and delays. In the clear instructions, first one is the best. Be specific. Use precise language. Example, tighten bolts to 15 Newton meters using a torque range instead of check if bolts are tight. Use actionable steps. Action verb. Begin each step with an action verb. Example, turn off power before opening the panel. Provide measurable criteria. Include numbers, limits, or time frames. Example, inspect oil level. It should be between minimum and maximum marks to avoid guesswork. Use in simple and consistent language. Avoid jargon unless necessary for the intended audience. Format for clarity. Use bullet points, bold text, and numbering for easy reading. Welcome to the ambiguous instructions, vague commands. Check machine settings for what? which settings. Unclear frequency. Inspect regularly. How often? Daily or weekly? It's unclear. Unmeasurable criteria. Ensure it's working properly. What defines properly? Overly complex wording. Confusing or lengthy sentences slow down the process. Poor formatting. It is hard to follow long paragraphs without structure. So, for example of the comparison between the ambiguous and clear statements. Ambiguous, monitor temperature. Whereas the clear, check the display panel every 2 hours, ensure the temperature remains between 60 to 80 degrees. If it exceeds 80 degrees centigrade, report immediately. Clear instructions always improve efficiency, reduce mistakes, and enhance safety. Effective checklists follow a logical order. So, task prioritization and sequencing checklists. So, based on the urgency, safety, and efficiency, proper sequencing helps prevent errors, reduce delays, and streamline workflows. Prioritizing the tasks. Always ensure the critical first. Identify high risk or safety critical tasks that must be completed first. Time sensitive. Address tasks with deadline or dependencies. Next is impact based. Prioritize tasks that significantly affect operation if skipped or delayed. Sequencing for efficiency. Always follow step-by-step flow. Arrange tasks in order they should be performed. Always group the similar tasks to reduce redundancy by clustering related actions together. Dependencies first. Ensure prerequisite tasks are completed before dependent ones. Well-sequenced checklists, equipment startup, for example, pre-startup checks. Safety first. Inspect the power supply and emergency stop functions. Check oil and coolant levels. The startup procedure, turn on the main power switch and activate system diagnostics. In operational checks, monitor system readings for 5 minutes. Verify output matches required parameters. A well-prioritized checklist enhances safety, consistency, and operational success. The role of accountability in checklists. Accountability ensures that checklists are used effectively, tasks are completed correctly, and operational standards are met. A well-structured checklist assigns responsibility, improving compliance, and reducing errors. So, why the accountability matters? So, it ensures compliance and it reduces shortcuts and missed steps. And also, it improves accuracy, hold individuals accountable for completing tasks correctly. And also, it enhances safety and quality. It reduces risks by ensuring proper procedures are followed. So, what is the role of accountability in checklists and how to integrate accountability into checklists? So, assign responsible individuals, include names or roles. Require signatures, digital confirmations, ensure verification after task completion. Set clear deadlines, define when tasks must be completed. Enable tracking and audits, keep records for future review and improvement. So now I'll hand it to Lebo, who will take us to the next part of the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you, Kisho. I am grateful for this opportunity. Hello, everyone. I'm grateful for this opportunity to engage with you as we indulge in the understanding of the operational instructions. So what is an operational instruction? It is a detailed guideline tool designed to convey how a particular task or procedure should be carried out in a particular operation. It offers precise rules on how to complete activities effectively, safely, and in accordance with the standard or principle. Now, there are main features of operational instructions, such as specific steps, whereby the tasks are broken down into precisely defined actions, which emphasizes the how, when, and why of each step. It has clear guidelines These instructions make sure the user is aware of exactly what has to be done and the process involved in completing a task. It emphasizes on safety and consistency, ensuring that actions are carried out safely and consistently with little variance amongst operators, technicians, shifts, or locations. It also has specific context. Operational instructions are customized for particular jobs, tools, or procedures. The task equipment description, KKS, tools must be specified. In terms of compliance, to guarantee compliance to specific industry or regulatory standards. There are benefits of using operational instructions, such as standardization, which improves consistency across teams and shifts by ensuring that the tasks are executed in a consistent way. Standardization minimizes variance and maintain continuity. Training is also important as it offers a precise and doable steps. Operational instructions are crucial for accelerating onboarding, whereby new employees can quickly understand the job functions, reducing training duration, and the need for constant supervision. Training builds confidence and promotes uniform learning. In terms of efficiency as well, improved efficiency as it reduces misunderstandings and the need for supervisors to frequently clarify tasks, which helps to speed the process. Efficiency reduces the decision-making time. It cuts down on rework and assists with better resource utilization. The other important aspect is safety. Safety is prioritized by defining safety procedures and best practices. Safety mitigates human errors, ensure regulatory compliance, and promote safety awareness. The other important benefit is in terms of cost reduction, whereby a cost reduction is achieved by minimizing errors, improving efficiency, and reducing incidents. Operational instructions can contribute to the overall cost saving. Last but not least is the quality assurance, whereby quality assurance helps to preserve the standard of goods or services by making sure that the established protocols are followed. Quality assurance reduces errors, defects, and it promotes continuous improvement. It enhances customer satisfaction and facilitates inspection and audits. Now, let us look at the types of operational instruction. We have a standard operating procedure, which is a comprehensive guideline on how to carry out certain tasks or procedures, such as operating a specific machine, checking inventory, or completing a task on a production line. The second type is the work instruction, which is a more detailed step-by-step document that describes how to perform specific tasks within a larger process. We have the third type of operational instruction, which is the maintenance instruction. It is a comprehensive instruction for fixing or maintaining a piece of machinery or equipment. This could involve part replacement, methods, cleaning guidelines, or inspection techniques. We also have safety instruction or procedures. Now, these are the rules that specify how to guarantee safety throughout a specific procedure. An instruction might describe evacuation routes, special PPE, emergency protocols, for instance. Now we have the fifth one, which is the quality control instructions. These are instructions on how to do the test, to check for flaws, or adhere to quality standards to make sure that the finished product satisfies the necessary requirements. Now, all these instructions, they serve as most practical tools for daily tasks and as a framework for meeting regulatory and safety standards. Now we are going to check how to create operational instruction. What makes a good operational instruction? Now, an effective operational instruction is the one that leads employees through a task or process in a very clear and understandable manner. There are main features of a good operational instruction, like simplicity and clarity. It must be easy to understand. It needs to have a logical structure. The equipment or the apparatus must be clear. It needs to have clear identification, for example, using KKS. And where possible, use the visual aids such as the screenshots, the images, or diagrams to help the user understand the difficult technical portions of the work. A good operational instruction needs to be consistent in terms of the format and the terminology to avoid confusion. For example, if you call a button a power button in one section, don't refer to it as a start button later in the instructions. The instruction must be accessible by everyone. It also needs to be tested and validated to make sure that it makes sense and it is feasible. It should be tried by someone who wasn't involved in its construction. Now we are going to look at the step-by-step guideline for writing a clear instruction. Number one, which is the most important one, the purpose and the scope of the instruction. The purpose clearly defines the reason for creating an operational instruction, what task, process, or procedure does it cover, and why it is necessary. The scope determines the boundaries of the instruction, like what is included, what helps to prevent the operating instruction from becoming too broad. Number two is to define the process or task. Now, before writing the instruction, it is vital to fully understand the process or the task that needs to be performed. Break down the steps into stages and identify the key components like your tools, the materials, or the equipment that is needed for that task. Also, observe the task as it is being performed to understand each action. Identify and interview experienced workers who frequently complete the task or the subject matter aspect. Keep track of every action in a sequence manner, noting any potential risk or difficulties as you go. Now, drafting the step-by-step procedure. As you draft the procedure, every step should be explained to the reader exactly why and what it has to be done, how to do it, and why. And in order for someone to quickly verify that step was completed successfully, it should be measured. Now, it is very crucial to use clear and direct language. Use accurate equipment identification such as KKS codes. You must also number the steps, incorporate safety measures. For high-risk tasks, include warnings, precautions, or mandatory measures in each step. And as an example, ensure the forklift is parked on a flat surface and the engine is turned off. You must also include necessary tools and equipment. Indicate which tools, suppliers, equipment are needed for the job. Where possible, you must be very explicit about the model, the number, or the specifications. An example, the tools that are needed, like your PPE, safety gloves, 10mm range, inspection checklist, forklift, or pressure gauge. So it must be very specific. You must also specify the roles and responsibilities for accountability. You must define who is responsible for each task. Ensure clarity on any decision-making or approvals needed. For example, the operator is responsible for turning on the machine and conducting the initial inspection, whereas the supervisor must approve the test run. The other important aspect is to highlight the safety consideration, because safety is the first consideration for many tasks. Make sure to emphasize every safety measure that needs to be followed throughout the process. When discussing safety, you must keep in mind you need to indicate the protective gear, such as the gloves. You need to determine whether there are any risks, such as electrical, chemical exposure, and also You need to describe how to deal with emergencies, like situations like spills or electrical outages. Other steps include troubleshooting instruction. Therefore, you need to anticipate common problems and provide solutions. Make sure instructions are easy to follow for resolving issues. As an example, if the machine doesn't start, check the power connection. If still no response, reset the machine by pressing the reset button. The other important step is to test that drafted operational instruction to ensure that it is accurate. Now, test it by having someone who has not carried out the activity to guarantee that the instructions are comprehensive, realistic, and easy to understand. You need to keep an eye for any steps in the procedures that lead to uncertainty or confusion. Also, make changes to the paper in light of the common feedback from employees. Also important is to do the review and update regularly. You must set up a review schedule to ensure that the instructions remain accurate. You must incorporate the changes to the process or terminology. For example, we will review every 6 months or a year, or when there is a new change in the process or a new technology that has been incorporated. The other important aspect is communication and sharing with team members. You must distribute the instruction to all relevant team members, ensure accessibility, whether through printed copies or digital, like using shared drive. Organize training sessions or meetings to explain the instructions to ensure that everyone understands. Encourage feedback from the team. Okay, we're moving over to the implementation of the operational checklist and instruction. Now, how do we implement the checklist and instruction? It is important to choose the appropriate distribution method, ensuring that accessibility for all users. Also, ensure accessibility, ensure and assign responsibilities for completion or accountability. It is very important. Automate compliance tracking. Conduct regular audits and compliance reviews should be conducted. You must foster a culture of compliance and ensure that you update the checklist and instructions based on the feedback and data. Let us leverage in terms of technology, the importance of using digital tools. These applications enable real-time tracking. They reduce paper-based inefficiencies. They also allow instant updates, and digital tools set up automatic alerts. They track checklist progress via dashboards and analytics. They also use AI-based tools to identify patterns in compliance data. What is also important is they allow integration with existing systems such as ERP or CMS or any safety management software. For easy data sharing across departments, the digital tools improve reporting with automated logs. Now, even the best checklist or instruction, it fails if employees do not follow them correctly. So training is very important for adoption. You must explain the purpose of the checklist or the instruction. You must also educate employees why they matter. Provide hands-on training by conducting workshops, live demonstration, or using a real-life scenarios to show the importance of these documents. You must also allow employees to use practical digital tools. Encourage employee feedback, monitor and reinforce compliance. Now we are going to the Q&A session. And for this session, I am going to hand over back to Jose. Back to you, Jose.
Thank you, Levo, and thank you, Kishore, as well for this very nice presentation.
Thank you.
We actually don't have any questions in the question and answer section. So if there is no questions, I think we can proceed to the valuable resources. If you can move to the next slide. Yes. So before we wrap up, we want you to make sure that you leave with some valuable resources to support the implementation of what we have covered. So we have prepared two valuable infographics for you and your team. So there are 2 pages. So one page with the tips for creating effective operational checklists, and then one page with the tips for creating operational instruction. They have a set of essential tips to design the structured and efficient checklist and instruction that will minimize human error and enhance operational performance. So you will receive these materials via email, probably today, later, or tomorrow after the session. And we encourage you to review them, share them with your teams, and apply these insights in your daily operation. Ideally, it would be nice if you are allowed to print them, keep them in the board on the control room, or keep them in the shift in charge office or meeting rooms. That way, everyone in your project can be reminded for these essential tips. So feel free to revise them after we send them through email. Can we move to next slide, Levo? So there are more webinars coming soon. We hope you found the content valuable and applicable to your work. We are excited to share that this is only the beginning. This is our first webinar, and we will be hosting more webinars covering different key topics related to different operation and maintenance topics in energy projects of different technologies. So in order to make sure that these webinars are as relevant as useful to you as possible, if there are any specific topic that you would like us to cover in upcoming webinars, feel free to tell us the ideas and some suggestions, what you would like to hear from us. We will take that suggestions in consideration in order to prepare our following webinars. You can share the ideas via LinkedIn. As you already know, we are active on LinkedIn, and we will see your message there. But stay tuned there for the next sections that they will be made public on LinkedIn. And also, if you like the free webinar, please give us a positive review or recommendation, either on LinkedIn or even in Google Maps. We will appreciate it, and it will help us a lot to continue creating these free webinars in the near future. So we can move to the next slide. So now here is the exciting part. We are offering also an extensive training session covering in a full day, so 8 hours, the opportunity to learn more in depth about operation and maintenance checklists and instructions from operation and maintenance managers. This full training course will be done on Tuesday, May 6th, from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. Central European Time. So please check your time zone to see if it is feasible for you to attend the training program in those time schedule. For all the webinar attendees, we are running a 50% discount on the training. So it's a great opportunity for all the operators and technicians attending the webinar today to sign up for this training course. You can scan also the QR code. Also, it is a great opportunity for managers to sign up their team for this full training course and make sure that they keep improving on this topic, as it is something that we keep learning in an everyday basis. There are different type of payment methods, so you can scan the QR code. Also, we will send you a link also on the email probably tomorrow. The training session is the full training course will be limited to 12 people, as we want to have a small group for everyone to be participative in all the practical exercises. And in this training, we will equip you with actionable tools, tips to elevate your operation and maintenance knowledge, and dive deeper into the strategies we have touched on today, but also ensuring that your team is fully prepared to implement these best practices, as we are going to cover many practical exercises and tests along the training program. If you are ready to enhance your operational efficiency, reduce downtime, achieve consistent high-level results, we strongly encourage you to register for the training. Our goal at 𝗖𝗵 Energy O&M Services is to help you to turn your operational challenges into success stories. Let's move to the next slide, Levo. Thank you all for participating in today's webinar on operational checklists and instructions. We hope the insights and strategies shared with you have been valuable for you. As we conclude, I want just to take a moment to emphasize the unique services offered by 𝗖𝗵 Energy O&M Services. We are your trusted partner in operation and maintenance consulting services, dedicating to ensuring your operations run smoothly, efficiently, and with a focus on continuous improvement. Our deep expertise in process automation enables your organization to optimize plant processes, also reduce manual operations, and boost productivity. Our performance monitoring also provide you with real-time insights so you can make data-driven decisions to maximize operational performance. We can do it on-site or remote, and our dedicated team is always ready to deliver customized solutions that address unique challenges. So stay efficient, stay empowered, and we will see you hopefully at the full course. Thank you so much for attending, and thank you, Levo and Kishore, for this nice presentation and valuable content.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.